For generations, we've looked out to the stars to find the unknown. But what if the biggest secrets, the most incredible changes to our cosmic map, are happening right here, in our own solar system? Okay, let's get into this, because our own backyard is getting a whole lot bigger and a whole lot weirder than we ever thought possible. We've all seen this map, right? The sun, the inner planets, the gas giants, and then, well, kind of the end, a cold, distant frontier. Yeah, that tidy little map, it's basically being torn to shreds. New discoveries are forcing us to completely redraw the boundaries of our own home, both up close and in the farthest, darkest corners. So here's what we're going to dive into. First, we're going to explore Jupiter's incredible hidden ocean worlds. Then we'll meet JUICE, the mission designed to check them out. After that, we'll take a trip to the very edge of our solar system for a huge surprise. And finally, we'll pull it all together to see what this new, expanding solar system really means. For the longest time, the search for life meant looking for another Earth, a warm, rocky world. But what if the most common places for life in the entire universe aren't planets at all, but cold, icy moons orbiting giant worlds like Jupiter? That's the revolutionary idea that's changing everything. And honestly, this is a total game changer. The idea that some of Jupiter's moons might be hiding these huge, salty oceans under their ice shells, well, it's created a completely new paradigm for where life could exist. If this is true, then places capable of supporting life could be way, way more common than we ever dared to imagine. And let's meet the main players here, because they are fascinatingly different. You've got Ganymede, the giant. It's the only moon in our solar system with its own magnetic field. That's a huge deal, a protective bubble against radiation. Then there's Europa, the young, active one, with a cracked surface that might actually be spewing geysers from its hidden ocean. And finally, Callisto, the ancient relic, a battered, cratered world that's like a time capsule from the early solar system. Three totally distinct worlds, each with its own mystery to solve. And this image right here, this gets to the heart of it. Just try to picture an ocean, maybe with more water than all of Earth's oceans combined, but it's buried under miles of solid ice. So what's keeping it liquid? Jupiter. The planet's massive gravity is constantly pulling and squeezing these moons, which creates friction inside them. It's literally like rubbing your hands together to stay warm, but on a planetary scale. And that heat could be just enough to keep a vast ocean in a liquid state. So how in the world do you investigate these hidden oceans? Well, you send a detective. And that detective's name is JUICE, the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer. It's a mission from the European Space Agency, and it's basically our high-tech investigator heading out to crack the case. And let me tell you, this is not your average road trip. This is an epic journey. It's going to take almost 8 years just to get there. Then it has to pull off this incredibly tricky maneuver to get into Jupiter's orbit. From there, it'll do a bunch of close flybys of Europa and Callisto before, and this is amazing, it becomes the first spacecraft in history to orbit a moon other than our own, Ganymede. I mean, just look at this flight path. This is a work of art. It's an intricate cosmic dance where engineers use the gravity of the moons themselves as slingshots to perfectly navigate from one target to the next. It's all designed to squeeze every last drop of science out of the mission. Now, to solve these mysteries, JUICE is packed with a whole suite of incredible tools. Just think of them as its senses. It's got Janus, its powerful eyes to map the surface. Gala, a laser mapper to measure every mountain and valley. It even has JMAG, a kind of compass, to sniff out the magnetic signatures of those hidden salty oceans. But its real superpower? Well, that's its X-ray vision. And this is the star of the show, RIME, the Radar for Icy Moons Exploration. This thing is a beast. It works by blasting powerful radio waves down through the ice. As those waves hit different layers, or, fingers crossed, the boundary between the ice and liquid water, they bounce back. That echo lets scientists build a picture of what's going on deep, deep underground. So when you boil it all down, RIME has one ultimate goal. One thing it was born to do better than any instrument before it. See through miles of solid ice and find the top of that hidden ocean. Its mission is to find the water. Okay, so while JUICE is on its way to fill in the fine details on our map of Jupiter, another mission, way out on the fringes of the solar system, just dropped a bombshell. It turns out the map itself, well, it needs to be redrawn. The whole thing just got a lot bigger. It's the question we've always asked, right? After you pass the big planets, Neptune and all that, what's out there? We thought we had a pretty good idea, a scattered field of icy rocks called the Kuiper Belt. But it turns out that's nowhere near the end of the story. Yeah, the story we all learned was pretty simple. You pass Neptune, you hit the Kuiper Belt, where Pluto lives, and then after a while, around 50 times Earth's distance from the sun, it just kind of fizzles out. But brand new data from the New Horizons spacecraft, the one that flew past Pluto, is telling a very, very different story. As Wes Fraser from the New Horizons team puts it, we might have been tricked by what we could see. Basically, we thought the Kuiper Belt was small just because, well, that's as far as our instruments could see. It turns out we just weren't looking deep enough. And we're not talking a little bit further out. We're talking way out there. New Horizons found a whole bunch of stuff not at 50 times Earth's distance from the sun, but stretching out to nearly 90 times that distance. That's a vast, previously unknown region of our own solar system. So the map has to change. Look at this. On the left, that's the neat, tidy solar system we thought we lived in. And on the right, that's our new reality. And it's got a giant question mark hanging over it. Is this just one supermassive Kuiper Belt that goes on and on? Or could there be a second, totally separate Kuiper Belt we never even knew was there? The simple, amazing answer is we don't know. So what happens when you put these two incredible stories together, the super detailed investigation of Jupiter's moons and this shocking discovery at the edge of everything? You get this absolutely brilliant picture of how science actually works. It shows that right now, humanity is basically engaged in two kinds of cosmic map-making happening at the exact same time, and both are equally important. On one hand, you have a mission like JUICE. It's like an old-school cartographer, carefully drawing every river and bay on a coastline we already know exists. It's filling in the details. But on the other hand, you've got New Horizons. That's the explorer who sails over the horizon and just screams back, guys, stop the presses. There's a whole new continent out here. So what's the bottom line here? Well, together, these missions are telling us two profound things. One, the number of potentially life-friendly worlds in our galaxy might be way, way bigger than we thought. And two, our own home, our solar system, is still hiding huge, unexplored territories. The age of exploration isn't over. Man, it's just getting started. And all this just leaves you with one kind of mind-blowing thought, doesn't it? We used to think of space as something that happens way out there, but we're realizing now that some of the greatest frontiers and biggest surprises might be right here, in our own solar system, just waiting to be found. It just makes you wonder, if our own backyard is this full of secrets, what else is out there?